Hey everyone, Noisy Article here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's time for a review, a track review to be exact, for these two new Drake songs that just dropped on Apple Music and iTunes out of the blue, Pop Style and One Dance. Drake, in case you didn't already know, is the Canadian rap prince. My dude DJ Academics calls him the light-skinned Keith Sweat. He has a new full-length album on the way this year titled Views from the Six, which I am pretty excited for because musically, I think Drake has been on a winning streak lately between his Summer 16 single and If You're Reading This Is Too Late, Hotline Bling, Back-to-Back Freestyle. Although these two new officially released songs come off the back of a few leaked tracks, including the song Controlla, songs that I thought were just super mediocre, not really that good, but they were leaked songs. Maybe they didn't want them to come out, maybe they were just B-sides, maybe they were just leftovers. You know, I'm not sort of anticipating these tracks to be amazing unless they're officially released. I'm not really kind of hitting them with that critical ear because maybe the artist didn't want them to be out because they weren't finished or they weren't happy with them. However, again, these two songs here have been released, so they are expecting people to buy this music if they want to hear it. Of course, there are ways you don't have to buy it, but they want that to happen. And my take on these tracks is that I'm not impressed. Not impressed in the least. To start off with the song One Dance, featuring Wizkid and Kyla, this is a sexy, sensual dance floor ballad, and it is god-awful. There's literally nothing redeeming about this song. I think it's one of the worst songs Drake has put out in a while. I don't think he's sounded this sniveling and simpery since, like, his Thank Me Later days. Again, nothing redeeming about the song, from Drake's vocals, which are just loaded with this really obnoxious effect which does not make his voice sound human, and then the beat. The production on this thing is awful. The percussion is super loud, very bassy, very punchy. And then there's this cymbal crash that happens in the song a few times that sounds like it was sampled off of a 240p quality YouTube video. Like, the sound quality is super crunchy, super low, and the guest vocals on this track seem to have like a very low sound quality too. The sound quality of some of the samples, some of the sounds worked into this beat are literally garbage. The piano kind of sounds like it's not at the same sound quality as the beat either. The sounds here, because some of them are sort of crunchy and sound like they're stretched digitally and just, again, not of a high quality, they don't blend that well together into a cohesive instrumental. Not only that, but you have to account for the abrupt ending of this song, the forgettable lyrics, the forgettable melody. This track sounds frightfully unfinished. And because of that, it's not worth the money Cash Money Records are asking you, the listener, to pay for it. Do not waste your money on this track. If you can hear it secondhand from somewhere else, do it that way, because this is not a good song. Again, do not waste your money on this track. Now, the song Pop Style, it sounds unfinished as well, although it is the more entertaining of the two tracks and boasts a Jay-Z and a Kanye feature, although really only sort of a Jay-Z feature, because he literally comes on the track for 2 lines and then disappears. Still, though, I do like the production on this track. It kind of reminds me of the sparse banger beats from If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, although maybe a little bassier, a little punchier, a little more aggressive. Drake's flow is very slow, it's chill, it's laid back. He's a little more generous with the one-liners here. Although I feel like the only person who comes through on this song and gives us a full effort is Kanye. His verse is pretty funny, it's clever at points. I think the final lines on the verse here are hilarious, and they close out with that Street Fighter "Perfect" sample, which I like a lot. Drake, to me, on this cut just sounds like he's trying a little too hard to sound cold-blooded, and the result is just a lackluster verse. The refrain is okay. It's nothing all that memorable by Drake's standards. And again, we have an abrupt ending here. The bass line shifts out of nowhere, although here it sounds like it would be a really appropriate place to put a bridge, but instead of putting a bridge here, the song just starts fading out as soon as the bass line shifts. If you're a hardcore Drake stan and a hardcore Kanye stan, and you really want to hear the two of these guys on a decent track, I could recommend this song, but again, keep in mind that it's not one one of the better songs either of these two have landed on. The only other thing I want to say about these tracks is that I am praying that neither of them are anywhere near Views from the Six. I don't want them on the record. I don't want them as bonus tracks. They are not good songs. Drake could do better. Drake could do loads better. I don't know what Drake usually does to put together a better track, hire a million ghostwriters. Do what you gotta do, but come out with better songs. Because these songs, especially One Dance, are trash. Drake put in half effort here, and he and his team and his record label, they're expecting full price. And that's crap. That's it. That's how I feel about these Drake tracks. Don't want them anywhere near Views from the Six. Don't put them anywhere near this record. I want Views from the Six to be good. So, in order for it to be good, these songs have to not be on the album. Transition. Have you given these tracks a listen? Did you love them? Did you hate them? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, Drake, new singles, forever.